Hi guys, Zach here with a Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 video. In this game I'm playing a 1v1 match on the map Arabian Oasis. I'm starting in the left position, playing as Germany. This is the second part of some games I played against a subscriber on my channel. And in the first video, when I played as Soviets against Allies, I won as Soviets. And when he played as Soviets against Allies, he won as Soviets. So we played 2 games in that video and won 1 apiece. So this is the next part. And in this match, I'm playing as the Allies and he's playing as the Soviets. And the games I played against him are like the best games I've played on Red Alert 2 since I started, because it's a lot more even. We are both quite new players, so it's quite nice just to play someone who's of a like similar-ish standard or like new to the game anyway. And now that dog going down, so I've got that infantry there just in sandbags deployed, and he just kills those, killing one of the dogs there. So that's quite good. Obviously, when you have the Soviets, your Ortruks or your harvesters have machine guns, which can take down dogs. As the Allies, though, you don't have that luxury. And just having a bit of a look, I've got a little bit of visibility on his base, but not full visibility. But I have a dog that's going to be coming in from the other side. I'm going for the airfield at the moment, and that's so I can just build Rocketeers. That's going to force him to build some anti-air defense, although I don't want to invest too heavily in them, so I'm not going to build as many this game. And now getting another ore refinery, just so my harvesters don't have to travel as far. You can see there's some gems a bit lower down, and I'm trying to get that infantry to that pyramid just to garrison it a bit, and now sending a Rocketeer over the map. Those Rocketeers travel really quickly. They can also travel through lakes because they fly, so it's very good for doing some scouting. And we could already see the other team, they have that pyramid in the bottom middle of the map, so I'm going to try and take that out straight away and getting the rest of those Rocketeers, the 3 of them, just to take that out, so when I do get engaged in battles earlier, that doesn't factor into it. And getting my next ore refinery out there, and that should mean my ore harvesters are a bit closer, and just destroying, trying to destroy that infantry, and now going after that dog running down the bottom of the map, and just getting now another war factory. I can't see that dog anymore, so I don't know if he got away. But it looks like my ore refinery or my ore harvester's under attack, so I'm going to have to find out where that is. And it looks like he's possibly got a terror drone because I can't see any tanks attacking. So I'm just going to need to find out where is that terror drone. We can just see at the top of the map there. So I'm going to send some Rocketeers over so they can try and destroy it when that harvester disappears, because the harvesters obviously teleport back. And now we're going to try and go for that terror drone. Let's see if we can get it down. It does look like it's getting away though, and he's got into another harvester unfortunately. And now he's got into one of my tanks because he's sent another terror drone in. So what I'm going to try and do is take it out with those Rocketeers. And I think we've just managed to, take one of them out. I just have to see, is the other one still at large? It does look like it. You can see one of my harvesters looks like it's going to go down. And unfortunately, getting destroyed. I wonder if there's a way to, force them back. But now I think those terror drones are out of the way. But now we can see some anti-aircraft vehicles coming in. And this is very bad for me. I'm going to send my tanks in now and see if we can defend this. Although we have lost that war factory, unfortunately. But that's going to reduce our building speed. But it's not the end of the world because of the damage to our economy, we weren't going to be able to utilise that full building speed anyway. So now we just have to regroup and hopefully go for another attack if one becomes available. But right now I just want to stay in my base, keep on expanding, keep on improving my economy, and go for the attack when I'm in a better position. So those terror drones doing some major damage there. They've obviously hampered my economy. It gave them a sort of an advantage at the start, and now I'm just getting more harvesters out and just trying to improve my situation for the time being, and going to get that second war factory once again. We do have a few Rocketeers, but they're not my primary focus. My primary focus is getting a good economy and getting tanks out, because the tanks are going to make the big difference in these battles. What we have to remember though is that the Grizzly tanks by the Allies are less effective than the Rhino tanks from the Soviets, and now we're going to go back because you can see those units going forwards. What I was trying to do there, though, is get a bit more map visibility. So I've just pulled back a little bit and sort of in my base now. And that's my war factory up. Although I don't have quite the economy for that fastest building speed. What I have done though is I've done something that I didn't do before, and I've actually built some base defences, because I know I'm behind here in this game. So I just want some extra defences just to help if they do come into my base, just to fight, because in a straight fight I'm going to lose, because I lost quite a few units at the start. And that's going to puts me in like a difficult position. So I'm just pulling a little bit back to my base, and hopefully once he comes in and those defensive units play a role in it, hopefully that will give me the edge. However, I don't know about that yet. And just making sure I have plenty of power. And now you can see his units seem to be coming in. It looks like he's going to be bringing in possibly those anti-aircraft. And he's in a difficult position here. I'm going to engage while he's strewn out around that lake. But it's not going well for me. And you can see he's made short work of my tanks. And unfortunately, this game is as good as over. So I tried to get him like when he was sort of in a compromised position in sort of formation, but it didn't pay off, and that's the end of the game for me. So yeah, I took too much damage from the start from those terror drones, and I lost that war factory as well, and it was just too far. I was too far behind to catch up. That was the third game we played against each other. So now we're going to go on to the fourth game, and in this fourth game, I'm playing as the Soviets, and Chris is playing as the Allies. So we've swapped teams again. So far though, only the Soviets have won all 3 games and the Allies have lost every time. So we're going to see, are things going to change this time? Or am I going to be able to get back level on game wins? We're just sending some of those dogs out to start with, like I usually do. And we'll have to wait and see. We are starting on the right of the map this time. So a bit of a different position from the last game. Just sending the dogs out at the moment, trying to get as much scouting as I can. Because what you want to be able to do is you want to get vision of your opponent's base and be able to see as much as you can. Also sending an infantry guy out just to try and capture one of those pyramids. And again, that's just to kill anything that run past. And also, you can see some dogs there, so I'm going to try and get that dog kill there. And we're getting our war factory out now. And just expanding to that next ore patch. And yeah, you can see another dog there coming from our opponents, so you just have visibility of our base. A thing I like about Soviets, as I've said before, is that the harvesters do have machine guns, so I will be able to hopefully get some kills there on those dogs that are running around my base. And at least I don't you can see one of the dogs has been killed there, the other one though being able to run around a little bit. So unfortunately, again, full visibility of my base, but you can see I've got quite good visibility as well, so I'll be able to see what my opponent's doing. And now getting another ore refinery out right next to that ore patch, and having my miners and harvesters on gems quite early on. You can see my opponent's doing the same thing with his base, the way it's set up. And yeah, I've also got some more infantry just to put in those buildings. And just you can see my power plants there. I'm just crawling upwards the map and now sending some infantry there towards the middle. And just got an AA gun there just to fire on any things that come over. And I'm going to be getting my ore refinery out. I usually build 2 anti-air units and then start building tanks, because the tanks are much more effective when you go into like big battles. In the last Allies game I played against him, when he played Allies, he didn't build many Rocketeers. He did build, well, he had paratroopers when he was playing the US, but getting that next ore refinery out now. What I noticed here is that 2 of my ore trucks had gone. So I don't know how he did that, because he plays as the Allies, so it wasn't like they'd got terror drones in or anything like that. But those 2 ore trucks had gone. I was looking around the map here trying to find out if he'd got any units in, but I still have no idea why those ore trucks weren't there. But those 2 ore trucks in the bottom of my base had been destroyed, and this was me just having a look around, just seeing if there was any units around. Because what I don't understand, if there were units there, why didn't they destroy my ore refinery or my MCV? So I'm still not sure how that happened, and this was me trying to reconfigure my economy. I was going to build a war factory, but then I realised I have no funds because of the lack of ore trucks. So I was having a bit of a look around here. Yeah, so still not sure how they got killed, but yeah, and you can just see some units coming in right now, just getting all my units back, and just getting some out, another ore harvester from my factory just to send it to the bottom of the map. And I've also built a flak gun there just in case it was air units that killed my harvesters. It could have possibly been, that would have made sense. And now you can see the tanks coming in from my enemy, and I've had a bit of a, obviously it's put me in a difficult position because I don't have as many units as I would like, and he's got the better tank numbers, but I am playing as the Soviets and they have stronger tanks. So let's see how this battle goes. It looks like we managed to defeat a few tanks there, and now he's just pulling back a little bit, but we might have to go back into battle. So just move my units up and down here. I've also got some defences, so I've got a little bit of a little turret there, so if you just go in, at least I've got some base defences just to help me with this. And now we can see those tanks pulling backwards, and so that he didn't go in there, but I am lower on tank numbers. Hopefully though my economy is back on track, and I'll be able to get some more tanks out. Once I get the extra war factory, I'll have a faster building speed, and hopefully my economy is good enough to make use of that. I think I got the better of that last battle, but we'll have to wait and see if he comes back. Now just getting my tanks set towards the middle of the map, and we can see my opponent expanding towards those other ore patches, so he's going to have a decent economy going. Just get a little bit more visibility here because I've got some blank parts at the top of my base. Finding a dog just sitting there. So always just good to have a bit more visibility so I can see if any attacks are incoming. I've also got that infantry guy that's quite promoted. And yeah, just having a bit of a look around now. We can see some tank movement there in the shadows. So what I'll do is I'll just pull my tanks forwards. I don't want to engage quite yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building some dogs. What I see happening quite often in higher level matches is that a lot of players use dogs. And it just acts as a bit of a shield really, because what happens is if the other player is destroying dogs and firing at dogs, it's a lot better than them firing at your tanks. So it just acts as a bit of a shield and helps you like win more battles basically. So that's why I'm just building a load of dogs and sending them in. Yeah, the dogs are going to do no damage, but it means my tanks will take less damage, and just posturing around at the moment, and we can see he's going for the attack, looking like he's going to go for the attack, but I think we'll be ready very shortly. I'm just building some more ore refineries up at the top of the map, and just expanding. I've got 3 war factories now, which hopefully will put me in a decent position. And now we're going to go to the bottom here. We've got our units grouped up, and we'll have to see, is he going to engage with his tanks? Looks like he's a bit there. And we might even get an auto kill if he comes in. And now the battle starts. So we're going to see how this goes. There's a lot of grizzlies there. But we'll have to see, are those dogs going to be very effective against this? And we're managing to push in. And it seems like we're taking a decent trade here. And you can see his tank numbers are starting to fall. But I've also got some tanks falling as well. But I seem to have the upper hand here. I've got the better tank numbers. And it looks like I'm going to be able to push into his base. And the prism tower being destroyed there, so he doesn't have that many base defences, and now I'm going to be able to do some real damage. We can see there's the ore refinery being taken out. He's got a gap generator there, but we're being able to take out one of the war factories. We're going to be able to destroy part of his economy, and now it is good game. So the dogs proving highly effective there, and out of the 4 games so far that I've shown out with this guy, whoever played the Soviets won. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video.